very informative.
That's good. That's good. John P. Key and the VIP Mass Choir.
One word, unstoppable. His hits don't stop.
They just don't stop. Yeah.
John is like Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Disney has never changed
That's true.
their whole thing.
That's true.
We make what we make for kids.
Yeah, that's good.
John makes music for the church.
He does.
He has not changed, and consistently. John came to Chicago last year for Gospel Fest, sat at the keyboard, and literally in about an hour and 35, 40 minutes, never once did the people sit down.
Wow.
It was hit after hit
Just
after
energy.
hit.
Yeah.
Energy, the songs,
Yeah.
Because the other side to it, man, is that songs take you to a place where you remember where you were, too, when you first heard them.
Yeah.
When you feel down and out,
Yeah.
sing a song.
That's right.
Yeah.
Make
That's
it
right.
day.
I can take you back further than that. What good is a song?
Yes. Yes.
Quincy
yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
The dude. That's it.
The dude.
Yeah. Wow. And especially if John P. Key, if you couldn't play an F sharp, you can forget it.
Right.
You can forget it.
Well, Jesus is real.
That's it. He's real.
Jesus is real was
He's
E flat,
real.
but
Yeah.
But everything else, F sharp.
Never can forget what. That's F sharp straight up.
And he did the same song twice, changing
yes,
words.
he did. He sure
right.
did.
You kind of felt like if you heard the last one, if you heard the new one, you might have heard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But that's genius. That's the genius of John.
That is.
John knew that keeping it simple was a way of making sure that people would remember it.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. That is absolutely true.
And certain musicians could play it.
Yeah.
That's the other side. Of course. Nowadays you got to play 99,000 changes in some of these songs. I can't do it.
That's just in the intro. Doc.
That's in the intro.
You make me feel good because I'd be like, I'm going to alter this. This is too much music for the
And I like to
sound.
think I'm a pretty good player.
But
that's too much
I
music.
can't do it.
Doc, I get these. I still play for churches and choirs. I'll be retired next year. Hallelujah, praise and lift your hands. Hallelujah, going to worship. Yeah, and they send me all this music. Okay, and sometimes it be the old folk choir who's sending me this music. Yeah, and it'd be these these hits at the beginning. Boom, bam, 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 boom, boom. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting a little too old for this. I can't.
You be tired before you finish the song.
Yeah, and it'd be those.
You get to the verse, you be like, okay, y'all hold on 1 second. Stop 1 second. Stop.
Yeah, and it'd be those Ty Trippett songs,
Oh my God!
And I'm like, dude, come on, 3 and 4 signature changes, and 3.
I think his disability came out in his music, even though he's an awesome musician. But that dude is ADHD.
Yeah.
And it came out in his music creativity. That's why he's so skinny.
Hezekiah Walker and the Love Fellowship Crusade.
The Hitmaker.
Wow.
Hitmaker.
Hitmaker. Yes.
Choir master.
Yes.
I think probably, man, wow. Heads is probably responsible for a lot of people who started their choirs, because he was a trendsetter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. This is a little different. Sounds of Blackness.
Oh, where are they now?
Inspirational.
Okay.
Inspirational.
I agree.
I believe that they always made stuff that kind of made you feel flighty,
Okay.
make you feel like you can go
You can
do it,
As long as you keep
your
head to the sky.
Yeah. That's right. Mississippi Mass.
Down home, churchy, very, very, very solid church. Very solid church.
Yeah.
I got a chance to work with them on a song, and very steep. Those people are just your regular church choir members, who band together to put together the Mass choir, Mississippi Mass.
That's good. Good stuff. Mormon Tabernacle.
Oh man, church, but I call it educated church.
Okay.
Very sophisticated church.
Okay.
Very sophisticated.
Yeah. The Brooklyn Tab.
Even more sophisticated. Even more sophisticated with some urbanness to it though.
Yeah.
They got a little flair. They got an urban flair to it.
Mayonnaise versus Miracle Whip.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good way of putting it. Chicago Mass.
Man, Chicago Mass, historic because they continue to do what they do. I think they are probably when you talk about choirs in Chicago, they're part of our identity. They're the fabric of the city.
You're too gracious to say it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm controversial, Carter. They're a substitute for the Tommies.
Well, the Tommies, they're not recording right now, so you can't argue.
That's true. That's true. That's true. What do you know about Georgia Mass?
Georgia Mass.
Kirk Franklin
Milton Bigham.
right. Milton Bigham, right.
You know where Kirk started with them with Joy?
Yeah, that's
Joy.
right.
No, that was it them or was it Dallas Fort Worth? Dallas Fort Worth.
Well, the Joy
is with Georgia, isn't it?
And then with Georgia.
I don't remember.
We
need to Google that.
Right, we need to Google that.
I mean, it ain't that hard to find.
Sure ain't, because we got
information for free.
We got technological.
We got informational free highway.
What about the Gospel Music Workshop, America?
I would probably say it's probably the one place and that you could go and hear music from everybody. Yeah. The choir was made up of some of everybody who's who all over. And matter of fact, their slogan is where everybody is somebody.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Don Lawrence and his whole production.
Staple.
Yeah.
Strong. Very solid foundation, solid in presentation, solid in the word. He's a lyrical genius.
He is.
He's a lyrical genius. Yeah. He's a master.
Yeah.
His arrangements are awesome. It's like he takes the best of the legends of our day. Mm-hmm. You hear a little.
He's a guy that studies now. He ain't shabby.
You got some Whitfield in him. You hear some. I mean, he just takes the Whitfield, the Smallwood, the Bady, and all of that sound that you get from the 80s and 90s, and he took it and meshed it together to make it sound.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. You remember Orlando Draper?
Yes. I think Orlando Draper was the start of what we started experiencing when Ricky Dillard came along.
Okay, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. He was the start of it.
Yeah. That is true. You were talking about prior to the Chicago Mass, it was a
ECC, James Chambers, ECC.
James Chambers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Do you see a difference between the two? Or did they progress, or did they try to keep what they had?
I think they were similar.
Well, there's similarities because they were born out of ECC, but ECC had a more mixture of choral singing as well as choir songs, and you have to go so far back to hear to make the contrast. But from my observations, it was at one time all you had really was the Tommies on the west side and ECC on the south side, and the little budding groups and choirs watching them both and forming.
That's true. That is true. New Direction.
Youthful and full of energy, strong songs. They always gonna give you one of them, the one good one that's gonna nail you. It's gonna nail you to the cross.
Yes,
yeah, always.
Now, can we go back to Orlando Draper for a minute?
Absolutely.
I think he was cut off early in life, but from what I've learned from listening to him, when you listen to his orchestration, and he always had live horns and strings as well. Whenever you see him, to me, he's akin to what Ty Tribbett has become.
Okay.
With the energy. And
very, very, very animated.
Yes. Oh God, the animation.
yeah, very animated. Man, I think there's a word for that I can't grab right now, but I think those guys, like the Ty Tribbetts, man, I think music runs in their bones.
Okay.
So I think their chemistry as it relates to music is totally different.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Now you grew up listening to what choir? Well, who you think what choir influenced you the most?
Man, I didn't grow up really listening to choirs other than my own church choir.
Really?
Yeah.
Which was who?
Back then, it was the Greater St. John Missionary Baptist Church on the west side.
Wow. Yeah.
On Gladys and Costner.
Yeah.
Reverend C.T. Baker.
Wow.
Back then, man, and Well, before then, it was Reverend Grady Watkins in the Greater Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church. So I grew up, those are the churches I grew up in. Matter of fact, Darius's mom, Ethel Brooks, was the minister of music at the church that I originally grew up in.
Wow.
And so she was over the choir.
Wow.
So Maddie wasn't the only one who was throwing
Yeah.
shoes at choir members. Darius's mom would do it too.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
if you didn't sing the right notes, she was
She-
she was gonna get you. And so those were the influences for me
Okay.
early on. And then of course, as you know, I got older. You know, I was 16 years old when Pastor Brunson. You know, when I started. You know, when I saw him.
Right. Now, do you see a difference in denominational choirs, meaning Baptist, Kojic, Apostolic, okay, Full Gospel? Do you hear a different? You can walk in church, your eyes closed, and say, "Oh yeah, this is a Kojic choir."
Yeah, to some degree, because there are different ways that people teach, and the way that they kind of cultivate their choirs and teach them and what have you. But the one main thing I'm always looking for, no matter what, you can walk me in blindfolded, I'm looking to be moved.
That's good.
So you know, at the end of the day, that's the real compass for me. That's the real compass.
And that when I mentioned the first choir, the Hawkins, who
revolutionized.
Okay, yeah, even still today. Okay, but what is it that they did that no one else did, or is that even possible?
I think what they did was they did it their way.
Okay,
You know, I mean, there's only one Edwin Hawkins.
that's true.
There's only one Walter Hawkins.
What do you think the difference between those two guys?
Oh, God.
I think between the two of them, I think the two were one.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think Edwin may have been more of the older brother.
yeah, he was.
You know, and of course, you know, Walter was a younger brother.
Sure.
But I think what Walter did was took what Edwin did and made it more contemporary.
He did.
You know, but they still were two separate people who had these unbelievable gifts and talents that when you put them together, they were unstoppable.
And they were always a team, and you never saw a division.
I
Never,
love that.
never,
I
never.
love the unity that
Never,
they showed and
never.
displayed.
Yeah.
I think they were the prime example for us too. The Tommies early on, we used to do a lot of shows, and when we were on, we would be on stage with them, and we loved being on stage with them because
really,
the camaraderie, the chemistry.
Sure.
There was no competition. It
Yeah.
was we loved and appreciated each other.
Yeah.
You know, and then later on when Pastor Brunson started doing his concerts at the Airy Crown Theater every year,
Sure.
and he would bring them in, the
Wonderful
Mighty
days.
Clouds and, you know, the Winans out of Detroit.
Wow.
You know, you always look forward to an encounter with Edwin and Walter, you know, because you knew you were going to be blessed.
Yeah.
And their humility was so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I had the opportunity.
Giants who walked low.
Wow.
That's
I love
profound.
that. That is very profound.
Oh, my God. I got to write
Write that down, man. Write it down.
Write it down.
Put it in
Spell.
English this time.
How you
Write it down.
Because you
Just,
know, you
just
and
give me
your
credit
friend.
for it now. Just give me the credit for it.
J-Y.
No, that's Hispanic. No, that's
No, that's the wrong giant.
Okay, I didn't good hook on phonics.
I'm gone away. Oh yeah,
Then.
come on, man. There's nothing like the Hawkins. Watch this. And right there, you can just stop. You can just stop.
Now, but
yeah,
let me. What's amazing about this? The seamless transition between Edwin and Walter on piano.
yeah.
See, right now Walter's on piano.
Oh,
Yeah, you can tell though.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you have a keen ear,
Right.
But it's still
Right.
a seamless transition between the two.
Wow.
But
And
that
then-
just goes to show you what they had together, the camaraderie.
And and Daniel on the organ. I mean, just it's rare you see family that works that well.
That is
together.
true. Unless you're Jones.
I always say, man, that is the thing that separates. That's kind of the same thing with us, with the Tommies. You know, Darius, Richard, myself, Al, Steve,
Yeah.
Kevin.
That's
Yes.
true.
That was a sound.
That
A
was
sound.
That was a sound.
It was a sound. It
Yeah.
was a sound.
Yeah, and you knew it.
Often imitated but never duplicated.
Hallelujah. Listen, we got 30 more minutes, and I'm so excited. We're going to go to a little break. I got another Percy Bady song here that I love so dearly. Matter of fact, the word love is in it. Love said not so.
Ah,
Yeah.
please,
Ah. Love said not
doing
so.
that German thing.
Yes, we are.
No, Eddie Murphy.
We'll be right back with the breakup song. Okay, Love said not so. This is.